Okay, hello YouTube. Okay, I'm gonna have to come clean about something here. I actually made a major mistake trying to record the 7th part of this video. I accidentally hit the reset button on the emulator, and so I actually reset the entire game, and so I had to build myself back up to this point. And so some of my items were a little bit different than what we had before, but generally we're pretty much in the same position except for one major difference. I have now come back to, let me restart this. I have now come back to the town of, Redoria, because I now need to change back to become a magician, and the only way to do that is to visit a mosque. And unfortunately, I do not have the 100 coin donation necessary to become a magician, so I think we're just going to have to wait till we're back in the future to do that, so I'm just going to head right back to the future. I certainly hope the timing of the videos is getting better. I changed the lag again to see if maybe it would help. So we're going to head right back to the time door. I have Farouk and Corona and Monicum. Don't worry, nothing's really changed. The only thing that's changed is I do actually still have the original carpet. I never actually used it. I actually walked back hoping that could... In redoing the scenario, I had to walk from the maze where I got Monicum back to the town. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to build up enough coins. So I still have the carpet, and I don't have the hammer anymore. Ugh, I'll have to show you that later. Oh, it's the Bastito squad. Remember what the instructor told us? He said use the Cygnus formation. But we have one critical problem. To use the Cygnus formation, to use Gagnator to beat these guys, I need Corona to have enough magic, and so she has to have that one mushroom. So I'll assign that to her. I can rechange the shares that you just saw. So let's do this fight, and let's have our party cast Gagnator. Corona will drink the mushroom, and here we go! Winds blows, and we kill them both. Fire Wizard 23's party defeated the Bastito squad. So we got 14 experience points and 31 rupees. And she says use the magic of Oprin, but actually now we actually have enough money to do the change that we need to do. So actually, but as long as we're here, let's just go back to the future. Because we can just go to Mashudu and use their mosque. So here's the time door. Let's go back to our time. Yes, because now we have Farouk, we can jump into the North Cape. Let's do it. Let's get out of here. Oh, some more enemies. And we are now level 4, folks. Where maximum hit points is 74. Maximum magic points has become 68. The offensive power of the rod increased. And we've now memorized Defendi. Okay, that was an overworld item that restored my magic. That little blue glass you may have seen in just one frame. That's cool. So I'm going to use the carpet. I'm going to go back to Mashudu because that is where the mosque is that I need to become a magician. And, okay, now I remember there was a... When I was starting the other video, I already gave the speech, but I'll give it again. One of my biggest complaints with this game is the only way to beat most of the demons in this game is you have to be a magician. You can beat the first demon as either a fighter or a saint, and you can manage on the second demon, but after that, you gotta be a magician. You really have to. And it's because the power of the rod becomes far greater when you are a magician. I'll get a little bit more into this later, but it's really one of the reasons why I can't, if I was ever to rate this game, I really can't give it a perfect 10. Because I think it would have been much more dynamic if you could have beaten the game as any of the classes, but instead you have to be a magician. So that's just my rant on that. But let's go back into Mashudu so we can become a magician. It will make the battle against Gilga much easier at the end of this chapter. So let's head to the mosque. Notice Corona says, listen to the people of the town at this screen. That's because it was the first screen we started at. So, Spirit of the Blue Star, what brings you to my blessed mosque? I'd like to change my class, please. What? Do you want to change your class? And which class do you want? I want to be magician. Magician, okay, but I need a donation of 100 rupees. By the power of the Blue Star, give the class of magician to Fire Wizard 23. Light flashes, and now we are a magician, folks. Now this means that the rod is now much more powerful as the magician. That is a hint that is given in the manual that to fight the demons, you'd probably want a character who is skilled in the rod. And to the magician, you know, the rod, you know, it is the shiznit. You know, you gotta have the rod if you're the magician. And though it looks actually the same, it's twice as powerful as before, and now it actually turns monsters into flames, just like the sword did. And unfortunately, I do not have a carpet to take me back to Pompanool, which would be the closest area to the North Cape. So, oh, there's that wonderful NES "You're Running Out of Life" sound, and I actually heard it on the previous video. I realized on the previous video you can't actually hear it, but I can, and it's annoying. You know what? I'm actually gonna pause this video, and I'm gonna come back when I'm back. Okay, so I've arrived back in Pompanool, or at least the entrance to Pompanool. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm sorry about that. And whoa, I had to readjust the video, but apparently the Alert Solar Eclipse has happened yet again. I didn't know this. I did not know the Alert Solar Eclipse could happen more than once in a chapter, so there's only one thing to do, and that's to use Monicom. If I was with 23, I'd use the Great Magic. The Rupia tree has sprouted. Now, this is a different Rupia tree than you would get from planting a Rupia seed, but check it out. It's going to grow some interesting stuff here. And you'll notice down at the bottom of the screen, we have maximum items. We have maximum coins, keys, Rupia seeds, bread, and mushroom. That's pretty freaking awesome. What a surprise. It has borne various kinds of fruit. It's a big harvest. Now, if we bring up the subscreen here, you will notice that I have a lot of items. I have 15 carpets, 15 Rupia seeds, 5 hammers, and 5 horns. So that's pretty amazing just for that. So you can see I'm pretty much decked out now. So for coins, I don't have all this coinage. That is 999, by the way, is the maximum number of coins you can ever carry in this game. So now I am maxed out for coins, and we have some more enemies we have to fight. Gotta restore myself because that battle took a little bit. Okay, let's keep going. This is the North Cape. Okay, folks, this is the North Cape that they were talking about, that we've built up to at this point. We have Farouk. We can jump into the North Cape. This is, by the way, the moving lake, and at the bottom of the moving lake is the castle with the demon and Sabaron in it. So let's go. And yes, if I had tried to make this jump without Farouk, I would die. But now we're in the water, and there are some monsters here in the water, but with my rod I can easily dispose of them. I'm going to head right first. Because remember how the people in Horan said that their town would be underwater soon, that it was sinking? Well, if we head to the right here, sure enough, listen to the people of the town. This is Horan sunk into the water, and we'll see there are mermaids. So let's talk to some people. The Aqua Palace is to the west of here, but you can't enter without Kibabu. Oh, what is Kibabu? Oh, and she just says the same thing. Okay. What's in here, I wonder? Oh, troopers. And we actually have the money to buy them, so you know what? I'm going to buy a couple sets of these guys. Okay, you're our boss from now on. Do you still want to hire more? Sure. I think I'm going to buy about 4 sets of these guys. They just say the same thing each time. And I'll explain what they do when it comes, what their exact purpose is going to be. And let's keep exploring this town. So apparently we need something called Kibabu to get inside the castle. When you go to the palace, take many keys. Well, we've got 9 of them, so I think we're going to be okay. When you go to the palace, take many keys. Yep, same message. So we need Kibabu and we need keys. Well, we got keys, so that's okay. We're all set there. Oh, here's this one mermaid, and I wonder what those stairs go to. This is the mermaid town, Horan. Well, it is. Okay. Okay. Now here's. Okay. Okay, I can't ignore it anymore. Here he is. I'm Beckel. I will never leave this town no matter what, and you were serious. You didn't leave this town even though it went underwater. Okay. Pound the Kibra's horn into the stone statue. Now, that is... What she's referring to is this item right here. And she was referring to a stone statue, so I don't know exactly what she means. There's a shop underwater. Kind of cute. Same thing from her. Look in here. Oh. If you are with Kibabu, you can escape from all enemies. She is a square but good girl. If you're with her, she says the same thing. I can only guess that Kibabu must be a person, and she is in here. I'm Kibabu. Have you ever tried to pick up a girl at a hamburger shop? I'm going to save state here. Let's see what happens if you say yes. I don't like gentlemen. Buzz off! Okay, that's obviously the wrong thing to do. So let me restore that. Have you ever tried to pick up a girl at a hamburger shop? No. You're all right. I'm going to go with you. Take a mirror shield. It will help you. And Kibabu has joined us. And if we look at our thing, we now have 3 partners. We have Corona, Kibabu, and Farouk. Okay, I'm running out of time on this video, so I'm going to wrap it up. See you later, folks. Bye.